All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in internet world. Welcome to another edition of Golden Independence. We're here live with the Billionaires Play right here in Bermuda. We're going to talk about it. This is the channel where we talk about Bitcoin, most importantly, Bitcoin, uh, the digital gold era, and it's a real peculiar space and time that we're in right now. So the question is, can Bitcoin hit 1 trillion in value? And in my most humble opinion, I think it can, honestly, especially with all of the underlying things that is that is supporting it right now. Um, Meaning the value of the hash rate, the digital scarcity, and what it is about to do. It's about to eat up everything in all markets. It's going to eat up the bond market. It's going to eat up the real estate market. It's going to eat up the equities market. It's going to eat up the derivatives market. Um, the derivatives market, bond, and equity. Those are the first things that, in my opinion, I believe that Bitcoin is going to swallow whole. Now that the three things that are needed for Bitcoin to rise in price, if you will, or even with its market cap, it will reach a trillion because it's going to absorb uh, those markets, and those markets are in the double-digit trillions of dollars in terms of value, and with um, with the fact that the bond market, equities market, and derivatives market, they are all backed by fiat, which is declining in purchasing power. It's fleeting, yeah, because that's cash. Um, it only makes sense that Bitcoin will, or all of that energy will flow into Bitcoin eventually over time, right? I'm not saying that Bitcoin is going to be 1 trillion tomorrow. However, I do feel that it will be, we will see $1 trillion Bitcoin in our lifetimes, right? In our lifetimes. Now that the banks have basically going to be given the okay to take custody, and they're going to be able to lend against uh, Bitcoin, and not only the banks will be able to lend against the Bitcoin, but we as individuals will be able to lend against Bitcoin, right? More, which is even more important, right? Um, so that's something to take into consideration. You know, you don't want to miss out on this wealth transfer that's taking place, right? You don't want to miss out on it, ladies and gentlemen, because the revolution is here. Yeah, the revolution is here. Yes, right? No, don't get your plate, get your bucket. Yeah, because we're about to eat. Because there's a waterfall coming. Yeah, there's a waterfall coming, and that waterfall is going to be the Bitcoin era. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. The era of Bitcoin is here, and it is upon us. And hey, how are you preparing for the future? Yeah, some of us are going to retire early because we took those steps, because we took action. Are you one of those people? If you want to know how you can, you know, retire early in the next 5 to 10 years, hey, you could click on the link in the description box below, hit me up in an email, yeah, and I will gladly help you to guide you through. It was funny. I just had a conversation, just recently, just today, with someone who I would say is very tech inclined, yeah. And I asked them about Bitcoin mining, and they actually, and this is right here in Bermuda, and they actually said that they got their hands on an ASIC miner, right? However, it was a few years ago, and he didn't set it up because of the prices, right? The price of mining would be expensive, which I agreed, right? That's if you're doing it, just plugging it up to the just using the grid, right? But if you're using solar, right? If you're using the power of the sun to run a Bitcoin miner here, then or a couple of Bitcoin miners, that could be different. And he said, and he wasn't too sure about that. But what was interesting is that he made that assumption without even actually putting it to work, putting his theory, meaning he never hooked up his miner to do it, right? Which meant that he was afraid of plugging it into, which I don't blame him. I don't blame him, right? Plugging it into his home because he would have had an expensive bill, right? He would have had an expensive bill, and it would not have been profitable for him. But but when I ran the numbers by him by using solar, right, and showed him the technology that's out there, because another thing that you got to look at is that the technology is different, right? The machines are more efficient now, right? And when I showed him that that the miners were doing terahashes, like 300 terahashes, he was shocked and amazed, and was like, "Wow, terahash! I didn't know it could that could happen." And even with him seeing this, he was still you know, in denial, and then I just said, "Oh well, but Bitcoin is real volatile," and he didn't even think he did not uh, think or believe that Bitcoin would even reach 1 million. Can you believe it? He doesn't even think that Bitcoin would reach $1 million, which I thought was very interesting. And it also shows me how far ahead of the game I am, because here was somebody who was further than me in terms of mining, right? Meaning actually getting an ASIC miner, but he never plugged it in. And here I am. I'm actually mining Bitcoin, right? I'm mining Bitcoin through BitHarvest. So he doesn't even know about the opportunity of cloud mining, and I didn't even bring it up to him. So because he doesn't even think that Bitcoin would go to 1 million. So this is why I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, when Bitcoin does go to 1 million, everybody's going to do a flip and a flop. And Bitcoin, in my most humble opinion, is going to go to 1 million much sooner than a lot of people think. It's going to go to 1 million by the end of this year, most definitely, with everything that's been taking place, with everything that's taking place with America, how they've repealed Sub 121, how they have, you know, they've changed the FASB rules. Yeah, they've changed the FASB rules, and and of course you have the Bitcoin. Let's us not forget the Bitcoin ETFs. How about the fact that we have BlackRock? The CEO of BlackRock, uh, uh, instructing, telling, ringing the alarm, telling people to, um, to allocate. You better allocate a portion of Bitcoin in your portfolio, and And I believe he's even saying, you might want to put more than 2% in there, right? But they're telling, the CEO of BlackRock saying, yeah, you might want to allocate some Bitcoin to your portfolio if you want to be in the game, right? Because the game is all about Bitcoin, and the game of Bitcoin is you either have it, right? You gotta have it, and you gotta hold on to it, because a day is coming, a time is coming whereby we're gonna be able to leverage our Bitcoin, right? We're going to be able to leverage our Bitcoin for fiat, yeah, in multiples, because a little bit of Satoshis is going to go a long way. It's going to go far, yeah. It is going to go far. Just, the Satoshis, right? Imagine, imagine, yeah, thousands of dollars worth of Satoshis when your Satoshis are worth 2,000, 20,000, right? Imagine sending 20,000 Satoshis to somebody when your Satoshis and guess what? And the next day you're being replenished. Why? Because that's how many Satoshis you're mining. You're mining hundreds of thousands, if not tens of thousands of Satoshis. Yeah, if not millions of Satoshis per day. And this is happening on a daily basis with BitHarvest, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, this is the best kept secret in the Bitcoin space. BitHarvest is the best kept secret in the Bitcoin space, and I'm just doing a documentary. This is my documentary. It's January 2026, is it? Oh man, I'm losing track of time. Yes, it is. It's Sunday, January 26th, 2025. Remember, I told you this is the start. This is the start of something beautiful. Look at that. This is the start of something beautiful. This is the birth. The birth of champions is right now, 2025. Where are you going to be in the next 5 years, ladies and gentlemen? Are you still going to be at your job? Yeah, complaining about how everything's going up in price, but diminishing in value? Are you still going to complain because you know, because your quality of life is dwindled, going down, unsustainable? Mm? Or are you positioning yourself, or are you positioning yourself to be in a space where you are being prosperous, you have prosperity, and you have peace. Yeah, you have peace, all because you had patience. So for those who have activated their BitHarvest accounts, congratulations. It's nothing like the fresh, salty air. I love it. Yeah, I love it. For those who have the patience and continue to have patience, congratulations. And congratulations to everyone who has set up their BitHarvest accounts. Congratulations to those who have invited people in and situated people with a BitBooster. Yeah, even if it's fractional ownership. This is why I like BitHarvest, because it embodies the what Bitcoin is about, fractional ownership. Satoshi's is about fractional ownership over Manhattan, the digital Manhattan, which is Bitcoin, right? So if Michael Saylor says Bitcoin is the digital Manhattan, then BitHarvest allows you to have fractional ownership over that in your sleep. Imagine buying shares of that property, of that company in your sleep. You're not doing anything physical, but you are increasing your wealth day by day by day. I want to say thanks to BitHarvest for creating this opportunity for the masses, for the world. BitHarvest is for the people, just like how Bitcoin is for the people. It's for everyone, not just um, a, the privileged few. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Ric Flair on it. Yes. I know it's a big day. I know a lot of people are distracted because it's football season, yeah? And the game, the game is about to start if it hasn't started, and that's okay. But but the major game is at play. The major game is at play, and that's Bitcoin, baby. Real talk. But that's all for now. Stay tuned because one thing's for sure, two things for certain. When Bitcoin hits 1 million, it's curtains. Bless up.